Top of the morning, Niner gang. Happy playoffs to everybody. I got my boy David McNiner in here right now, and we are awaiting one more person that's a Seahawks fan. So we're going behind enemy lines with the Seahawks fan today, and should be a great time. You guys get all your questions ready and everything. Um, Sorry we took a little while to get on, guys. We'll wait till our Seahawks fan gets in, but in the meantime, let me shout out everybody who's in here. We got CG Ruthless, um, as always, showing support. You guys go check him out as well. CG Ruthless 49ers Talk. He's working on getting to 1,000 subs over there, because he started up the 49ers one when it was it used to be Sports Talk, right? Is his other one, and then so yeah, CG, thanks for being here, bro. Rob D Art, is the wolf taking a cat nap? I wasn't, man. I was getting coffee ready. We were talking backstage, giving our other buddy a couple more minutes to get here. We're just talking it up backstage, waiting to go live. Raphael 5629er, as always. What's up, man? And he says, like and subscribe, everybody. Yeah, please. Before we go too far, please like and subscribe, everybody. If you're joining post live, whatever, all that stuff, please like and subscribe, man. Really would need the help to get the algorithm to push us out there more. You got a special shout out right there, David.
Yeah, what's good, Raphael? Hey, it's Tommy Huxley. What's cooking, buddy?
You guys nervous?
Well, it's a playoff game. It's win or go home.
Yeah.
I can't say I get nervous before games, but at the same time, yeah, I'm a little concerned. The sea chickens are pesky.
Yeah. Pretty much. And they got Pete Carroll over there, third time facing the 49ers this season. So there's a little bit of anxiety there. Just because it's the playoffs, win or go home, like David said. But overall, I'm feeling really confident, ready to see an ass whooping today.
And Pete Carroll's playing mind games. Oh, the Niners are a good team. He's trying to get us to overlook them. And it's like, nah, bro, that's not going to work.
Yeah. He didn't lie, though. He didn't lie.
Nope.
Got Cowboy Angel in here as well. What's up, man? Off to the party, let's go, he says. Let me see. CG's getting ready to do his live play-by-play during the game. Niners are undefeated in Levi's Stadium in the playoffs. Yeah, that's a good one, man. That's definitely one good positive thing about Levi's Stadium. I'm a Candlestick guy. I wish, we can get that rebuilt, revamped, and, get back over there to San Francisco, man. I want to go to San Francisco and watch games. But, that's the one good thing is the 49ers are undefeated in the playoffs when it comes to having home games in Levi's Stadium. But there's not a whole lot of history at Levi's Stadium. We haven't been there for too long. It's been about a decade. So,
yep.
Let's just continue the streak for many decades to come before we move back to Candlestick 2.0.
Yeah, kind of started off our playoffs at Levi's, not in a good way, though, losing the championship game to the freaking Giants.
Man.
Hey, there's a Giants fan I hang out with on YouTube, and he talks about that a lot. It's like, that was a long time ago, man. And
who's that, YTC?
I was telling that Kyle Williams is a Giants legend. That's what I was telling.
Yeah, guys. There's this Giants fan on YouTube. I don't want to say his full name. That way you guys don't go on YouTube and heckle him. But YTC, man, he's a Giants fan, New York Giants. And I gave him a lot of shit because the Giants went and rested all their starters against the Eagles in Week 18. And I was really pissed about it because they gave the Eagles a really tough game with their second string. So I think they could have beat them with their first string team, man. So that really bummed me out. Would have given the 49ers a chance to get the number 1 seed in the playoffs, but oh well. Go ahead, David.
Yeah, I was telling him you handed your division rival the number 1 seed, dude, on a platter. You handed it to him. You said, "Here you go, buddy." I mean, are you going to sing Kumbaya with him? It's like they're division rivals. Y'all don't like each other, but that's just how I view it. And
Yeah, straight up.
Duval, I mean Duval, I don't know if it was his plan, because if the Giants win against the Vikings, they will go to Philadelphia. So I don't know if it was his plan to try to kind of keep them on the East Coast, because if they hand us the number 1 seed, they have to travel all the way to San Francisco. I
Yeah.
don't. It could have been their coach's plan to try to keep them back east.
Yeah, I was thinking about that, whether there's a little bit of game planning there for the future. Is it like the Giants are like, okay, we'll get them a look at our second string. They won't get a look at the game plan we have with our starters. We'll see how far we can get into the playoffs. If we can make it to the NFC Championship in Philadelphia, then that's a division rival we can whoop with our starters. So maybe
Yep.
there's a little bit of game plan there. But
And I
Ralph,
mean, you never know. The Giants could lose to the Vikings, and then Kirk Cousins is going to be asking him, "You like that?" I don't know if you ever saw that video,
I didn't.
but yeah.
That's funny, that guy. Rafael 5629er says Bucks lost to us in the rain. Niners should handle the Seahawks today. I think so, man. It's gonna make it a little tricky. That's part of the anxiety that I'm getting for this game, the nervousness for the 49ers Seahawks is the rain, just the tricky things that can happen. Kyle Shanahan, keep your foot on the gas pedal, not like you did with Trey Lance in the first game of the regular season where you waited till it was monsoon to all of a sudden have all this confidence for Trey Lance to pass the ball, and the rain is just washing the ball away every other play.
Well, that Chicago game. Let's talk about that for a minute.
Yeah.
We were far from the midseason form. I mean, we had 12 penalties for well over 100 yards. We were shooting ourselves in the foot the whole game. And the rain, we didn't play good that game. And then the second game came along, and Trey Lance got hurt early in the Seahawks game. Jimmy G came in and filled in, and we won. And then we went to Denver, and that was just the offensive performance was horrible.
Mm-hmm.
We were driving right at the end of the game, and then Jeff Wilson copped the ball up and handed him the game. And Jimmy G, it was a combination. The safety, it was a combination of the play call, a bad play call at the time. Yeah. Why do you call play action in the end zone? Because the quarterback has to drop back further.
Yeah, and turn us back to the defense.
Yes, and Jimmy G, I mean, I've never been glad to see a pick six negated by a safety before in my life.
Yeah. 100%.
But it was like that we had so many chances to win that game. It was pitiful, and our defense kept us in it.
Yeah.
And then the Atlanta game, I mean, we just got. I honestly don't think the coaches were properly prepared for that one. That loss, I don't think we were. The Kansas City game's the same thing. I don't think the coaches were on fire yet. I don't think everything was meshing, because we do have a bunch of new assistants,
Mm-hmm.
And I honestly hope we're able to keep most of the assistants around this next season, because I like what Brian Greasy, I like what he's doing. We got to keep Greasy, keep him at QB coach. Do not let DeMeco Ryans take him. And that's what happened. That's why we had a big, a couple adjustments needed to be made too. And, like our special teams hasn't improved like we hoped. They're still close to the bottom of the league, and they're not making the mistakes that they did last season. Like in the Seahawks game, that the fake punt that was ran in for a touchdown last season, I was like, You got to be kidding me. And it ended up being the difference. They beat us. So
that's the thing.
This season, sweeping the Seahawks was sweet. It was sweet.
Yeah.
They've owned us for so long. It's like it's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's one thing that Brian Culp has been bringing up, and badgering us with is making sure the special teams stays on their assignments and doesn't give up a, you know, trick play in special teams, or really even the defense giving up some special teams. I mean, what am I talking about? Some trick plays. So just 49ers, watch out for the trick plays. You know, we got beat for one first play of the game against the Cardinals this past week. So just keep an eye on that, man. And I do, you know, I appreciate the improvement that we have made on special teams, even though it's not we're not world beaters when it comes to special teams. It's an improvement from last year where it was a huge liability. So but CG Ruthless says for can the Eagles lose so we host another playoff game? That would be amazing, man. If the Eagles lose next week, and they are set to play the winner of the Cowboys and Buccaneers, right?
They will play whoever the lowest seed is. So, you know, I'm not sure who they're playing just yet. We'll find out. But I honestly think if the Giants win, they're obviously going to be, you know, the Seahawks are number 7, the Giants are number 6.
Yeah.
Cowboys are number 5, Bucks are number 4. So if the Vikings win, they're coming to San Francisco. Period. Whoever else wins whatever other game is going to Philly. If the Giants win, then, you know, we handle our business against the Seahawks. The Giants go to Philadelphia, and we play whoever's left over.
Okay, well, we got our 12th man is backstage right now. So everybody give a warm welcome to Seahawks Eddie, the Seahawks fan, gonna help us out with this stream today. Seahawks Eddie, how you doing today, man?
Good. How are you doing?
Thanks for joining us. Doing well, man. Hearing the birds chirping, welcoming the morning.
Yep.
Yep.
I see you, bro. So yeah, we're just going through some of the comments for now, man. But I don't know if there's anything you want to start with as far as it goes on your feelings with the Seahawks, or on your feelings with the 49ers, or the overall matchup to begin with. And then we'll start
this year you guys are really stacked on defense. And like you guys have gave a lot of pressure to a lot of teams. And then, I know we're coming off a rebuilding year after us giving up Russell Wilson, and the Broncos giving us their whole future.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I knew week 2 game is like we were not going to be ready for that one.
Yeah.
Especially like all the turnovers we had. And then when you guys played us a few weeks ago at our house, it's like that turnover, that fumble by Travis Homer really hurt us. So in this game, it's like nobody can have a lot of turnovers. And is it raining out there where you are?
Where I'm at, no, we're supposed to have like a snowstorm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I heard it's supposed to rain really hard. And yeah, because I know some of you guys have mentioned you guys that don't really play well when it's raining.
Yeah, that's we've had some tricky games when it's rained before, man, and that's something we're going to be looking for is the trickiness with the turnovers and stuff today, like you're talking about. And yeah, the rain is starting to ramp it up. It looks like for Santa Clara once the game starts. So it looks like it's just been cloudy. From what I knew before the game, this past week it was supposed to rain more before the game and then maybe trickle during the game. But now it looks like it's going to be raining more during the game.
Yeah. Oh yeah, trust me. I live in the Pacific Northwest. Believe me, it rains a lot over here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's I mean, you got all the storms going on out there too. I mean, I feel really good that I mean, both teams get to practice this week in rainy conditions. So at least both teams will have that.
Yeah.
And ball security is going to be a big thing. I really hope, I didn't get to check the jerseys if anybody wants to check that, but I really hope they wear the jerseys, like you said, in the last matchup that they wore I like the 94 throwbacks for the 49ers, the quote unquote 94 throwbacks.
Yeah, speaking of throwbacks, we found out next season we're supposed to be wearing our throwbacks in one of the games. Well, if you remember those, there's like regular blue ones.
Yeah, the ones you guys had when Hasselbeck was your quarterback. It was
Yep.
Hasselbeck, right? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Hasselbeck, Steve Largent.
Right on. Hell yeah. Yeah, man. I really like our 94 throwback jerseys. Those are my favorite. I wish we would just go to those full time, man.
Oh yeah.
I'm not
Those were the ones that you wore when you guys won the Super Bowl.
in 94, yeah, and before that too as well. But they call them the 94 throwbacks for some weird reason, even though we wore those long before that, all that stuff.
Oh yeah, I definitely hear you.
I really like those. They look clean. David, feel free to jump in at any point, man. Don't want to shun you out.
Well, I've been looking into some things, so we do have some things to worry about with the Seahawks.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you know, we talk about our pass rush is pretty good. You know, they actually had 45 sacks on the season. We had 44.
Yeah, they've been ramping it up these last few weeks too, as well.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah, I forget how many they're coming into this game with, but I think their last 3 games they've been having a really dialed up defensive line pressure and sack ratio. While Seahawks Eddie, this is your guys' 3rd chance to solve the riddle of the 49ers this season, right?
Yeah.
What are your overall feelings? Do you feel like you guys are just screwed, or do you feel like you guys have a good chance at this?
Well, it's like, I know I've said this and over. When it comes to the playoffs, it's any given day.
Yeah. Really, when it comes to
and I will say this, like, if we lose this game, like, I'm not even gonna be mad because we did better than what people said we were gonna do.
Yeah, definitely. And that's the thing too. Everybody has already counted you guys out. So do you have that same feeling, or do you just feel decently confident? Like, what's your percentage level of confidence, or like of 1 to 10?
I'm like the maybe 5.
5?
It's like
okay, 50-50 shot.
Yeah, it could go either way.
Right on. Hey, David. David.
Oh, I'm here.
What are your thoughts, man? How do you feel about the, maybe like on a scale of 1 to 10? Let's try not to badger Seahawks Eddie too much. But what are your overall feelings? How do you think the 49ers can do? What are how the chances are, or the Seahawks chances of winning?
I think our chances of winning are pretty good. I mean, I'll give it a 7 out of 10 just because we're at Santa Clara and we've played really well there. I mean, we lost to the Chiefs. That's our only loss this season. And who is it in the chat? Was it Raphael that brought up that we're undefeated at Santa Clara in the playoffs?
Yeah, I believe so.
So, and that's our coaching staff. It's not necessarily this exact team, but that's our coaching staff. And I mean, I do like our chances because we're at Santa Clara. If we were at Seattle, I'd be giving us about a 45% chance of winning.
Okay, yeah, I feel that. I think Brock Purdy, he already had his God damn. He had his what do you call it? Like his welcome party to Seattle. And I think the toughest matchup he would have had against the Seahawks would be in Seattle, of course, right? Being in the hostile environment. He made it through that. And, us being at home, I think, is a huge advantage. It was also trickling in Seattle when we played each other. So there's that. It won't be the first time around with the wet ball. A little bit easier to keep the ball wet that time around. But, like I said, it was a hostile environment. He already did it. JP Mason almost got us a touchdown to close the game. And that's one thing about the 49ers the past few weeks is when the game is about to be over, the 49ers have another chance to score. They kind of just kneel it down. So there's a lot of points we've been scoring. I'm going to go over that in a bit. But the Seahawks are 4 of 13 on third downs versus SF. Do you have any thoughts on why that could be, Seahawks Eddie?
Yeah, because I'm sitting there like, okay, we're like when we get into enemy's territory, there's sometimes when we're on fourth down, and that's why I try to tell them like, hey, kick a field goal. You Gino, don't go. You don't need to go for it unless the game is really on the line.
Uh-huh.
It's
Okay. So score points when you guys can, right?
Yeah.
Basically. Yeah.
Take field goals if you have to.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we're very rough on Kyle Shanahan over here. We're like, go for the damn fourth down on 4th and 1, 4th and 2, man. We can do it.
Especially 4th and inches.
Yeah, especially. That's the thing about Brock Purdy, man. If there's a time in this game where he has to do the quarterback sneak, he's not very good at it. Jimmy Garoppolo is like super elite at doing the quarterback sneak. So if you Seahawks Eddie, if you see a point in time where we end up going for a quarterback sneak and you feel it coming, you can rest assured that we might not get it. Because
Yeah.
Brock Purdy, he gets lucky sometimes, but he gives up his leverage. He gets a little too high when he should be getting low, crouching down low and diving through the pile. Instead, he gets up high and gives up his leverage and gets pushed back. So that's something you can look forward to if that were to happen in the game. But hopefully Brock Purdy's been practicing that, getting some pointers from Jimmy Garoppolo. Rob D. Art says, I think we learned our lesson last year overlooking a team we beat twice already. So I don't think anyone taking this game lightly. And I feel that. Seahawks Eddie, I'm sure you know about it. You know, we beat the Rams, swept them in the regular season last year. But even last year, going back to last year, the last week of the regular season against the Rams, they basically had us beat, man. We made a miraculous comeback from like a 17-point deficit with Jimmy Garoppolo in overtime to close out the game with an interception. So even that game was super close. And then to top it off, the 49ers had to travel through the playoffs, being the last seed of the playoffs. And they had to go around, beat everybody, take a beating, travel here and there. This time around, we don't have to do that. So that's why I'm so happy about getting the second seed, having the chance at the first and third as well. So I would have been happy with any one of those. But yeah, I think Rob D. Art is correct. You got any thoughts, David, on anything we're talking about?
Well, it's always Pete Carroll always seems to have something in store for us,
Yeah.
And I mean, it's just how it is. It's always been that way. And it comes to divisional opponents. There's always a team that owns another team. This year we beat them twice. When it comes to NFL history, the team that won twice wins 67% of the games. But that's NFL history. We can't count that today.
Yeah.
And if it's raining hard, which we don't know what it's going to do until the game actually starts and they get playing.
Yeah.
That I honestly do think it's advantage us because DK Metcalf is not going to be so effective. And
yeah,
Mooney Ward did do a pretty good job locking him up and frustrating him last game. Hopefully he can do that this game. But that it does bring an advantage to us because of all the dink and dunks and the short throws we do, because the rain, you don't want to be throwing mid to long passes in the rain because the ball is not going to do what it's supposed to do.
Yeah, short to intermediate.
Yep.
Which is a good thing. Like I said, Seahawks Eddie, both teams get to practice in the rain this week. Did you see any clips from practice? Because I know we watched some clips of the 49ers' practice. Brock Purdy was throwing the ball in the rain, and he was hitting every receiver in stride for the most part, and it didn't look like anything was getting away from him. Do you feel confident Geno Smith can do that? And did you see any clips of the Seahawks throwing in the rain?
No, I've been too busy working, so I haven't really had time to watch like any clips of that.
Oh, right on. I feel you.
But yeah, work always comes first.
Yep, straight up. I feel you on that. This is basically the only time I ever get to do a morning show too, is on the weekends because of work as well. So yeah, I usually do my streams at night after work. Johnny Basement says, "Yo Niner, I'm going live for your Niners today. I'm also doing the Chargers as well." So he's doing a live play-by-play for the playoffs. Johnny Basement's a really cool dude, man. That's a New York Jets fan who's super happy to have Robert Saleh. He's really enthusiastic, man. You guys go check him out. He has a great channel, great vibe over there as well. Let me see. So DK and Lockett have both been held by the 49ers defense to under 10 yards per reception. So do you guys have any thoughts on that? Do you guys think this could be a game despite the rain where these guys break out a little bit more?
I mean, hey, anything's possible because you can't leave Lockett wide open.
Yeah.
I mean, cool. Because it's like picture Tyler Lockett and that Looney Tune character of the Roadrunner. Because once he's gone, that's it.
Yeah, man, and he's a big guy. Not the easiest to take down, but not the easiest to defend at the catch point as well. Because he's tall, he can high point the ball and get away with it, man. So
yeah, and DK Metcalf just needs to learn not to get into any altercations with the corners and safeties.
Yeah, no crucial penalties.
Yeah, especially last week. I'm not sure if you saw that highlight when we were taking on the Rams at home. Okay, when Geno was running for about 10, 15 yards, and then Jalen Ramsey hits him, and then DK Metcalf almost goes after Jalen Ramsey's neck.
Yeah, he's a hothead, man. Got to be careful with that. David, you got any thoughts on DK and Lockett being held under 10 yards? Do you think that streak is going to continue, or do you think they're going to get off a little bit in this game? Because the Seahawks this time around will not have Marquise Goodwin as well, so that's another thing. Yeah.
Well, that's kind of an advantage us because Marquise Goodwin is one of those shifty, fast wide receivers that our guys seem to have problems covering.
Yeah, he's a speedster.
But when it comes to DK, it seems like we've been burned a couple times really early in a few games, and if he's going to light it up, it's going to be early. But then we'll make adjustments. Hopefully we keep DK on lockdown because he is their biggest offensive weapon. I mean, I can't say Tyler Lockett isn't a threat because he always is, but DK is that big threat guy. He's a big wide receiver. He's hard to cover. And as long as we lock Mooney Ward up on him, then we should be all right.
Yes, sir. And that's the thing, too. I think, one of the keys to this game, I think the 49ers should be blitzing and being aggressive. Don't give Geno Smith too much time to grip the ball very well. And as well, the 49ers are very good at keeping rushers under 100 yards. The 49ers this season have yet to allow a 100-yard rusher. That includes Kenneth Walker. So I would put a lot of that pressure on Geno Smith to have to get rid of the ball quick. And if it's a blitz, I would go with the zone blitz, because I'm pretty sure that the field is going to be pretty slick today. So, play it a little conservative when it comes to the secondary, but on the D line, get after that quarterback. DK has not been held or has not had a touchdown in these last 3 games as well, man. So that's last 4 games, I should say. So DK Metcalf has not scored a touchdown in the last 4 games for the Seahawks as well. The Seahawks had a tough matchup against the Rams just recently. Do you think, let me see, because the Seahawks are under 20 points in the last 3 of their last 4 games. And do you think that their offense has been figured out a little bit, Seahawks, Eddie?
Well, okay. So I would say so after that Russell Wilson trade, it's like the offense has been improving just a little better. But when the draft comes, we just need a new center because I'm going to tell you the truth. Austin Blythe, who we got from the Chargers, he's just not it.
Mm-hmm.
And then so I'm just hoping in the draft we get a few more good pieces since. Well, I mean, I know we would have been had the third pick if the Chargers didn't lose that last game.
Mm-hmm. So
Because I'm,
does
yeah,
that make you guys the 4th overall now?
yeah.
Yeah.
We're the 5th round now.
Okay. Right on.
Yeah, I'm just
That's still
hoping
pretty
like
good.
with that pick, I think we need to go defense instead of quarterback.
So you guys feel pretty good about having Geno Smith for the future next couple years?
Not really, but it's likely. I think we're gonna get a quarterback. But I think the smart thing we should do is at least give him maybe bring him back like maybe another year, 1 year, 2 years, and then draft a rookie. So our rookie can learn from him.
Yeah.
Okay, now I'm gonna take you back to last year. Okay, when you guys drafted Trey Lance, it's like
Mm-hmm.
I know a lot of your guys' fan base, but they wanted Jimmy gone right away.
Yeah.
Because they wanted Lance to just get out there right away. It's like no, you don't want to throw him out to the wolves just yet.
Yeah.
Because he needs to learn.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
Geno Smith is a seasoned veteran, of course. So he has that, and then with Trey Lance, he didn't get to play a lot of college football, so you don't want to throw him out to the wolves like that right away. Especially now, the 49ers have a really good quarterback. From just the results we're seeing, and even just the clips we saw from training camp and stuff like that, it seems like our quarterback coach has the tools that we need to develop a guy like Trey Lance. So that's what gives us confidence now. But yeah, like you said, it was probably too soon to throw him to the wolves last year.
Oh yeah, because I know Russell Wilson has always given you guys so many problems.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the truth.
Even on the Broncos, he did, man.
I mean, we weren't even supposed to win that week 1 game.
Who did you guys play week 1?
The Broncos.
The Broncos, right? Okay. Yup. That was a
Yeah,
crazy
but
game, man.
thanks to Melvin Gordon fumbling on near the goal line a few times.
I forgot about that. That was a big game at the beginning of the season, that one. And then I was watching the Bills, Rams, and then the 49ers and Bears, of course.
Oh yeah. I figure I won't. I was like, I'm not gonna brag about us sweeping a banged up Rams team.
David, you have any thoughts, man?
Well, I mean, the Seahawks were picked to win what 6 games this year at the most.
Yeah.
And a lot of analysts picked them. I didn't think they'd be as good as they are. No one really saw this coming because they didn't. They drafted a couple guys, but then they released like Bobby Wagner. They traded Russell Wilson, and currently they're the winners of that trade. Because Russell Wilson he didn't look very good for Denver this year. And I mean, at this point, that they have an early 1st round pick. I mean, Pete Carroll has a chance to actually rebuild that team in the next couple of years, and be back to being really good. And I'm hoping it doesn't happen because Pete Carroll's been around. He's pushing 70. The Seahawks have owned us forever, and there comes a certain point in time where we've got to stop that. And that this game is an opportunity to say y'all don't own us anymore. And
Yes, sir.
I mean, when it comes to the Rams, I don't know. We'll see what happens with them. We'll see what happens with them this offseason.
Yet to be determined. Well, I mean,
Yes.
it looks like they're going to be getting their coach back, so we'll see how that goes for them. But yeah, man, with the Seahawks, for next year at least, I think the 49ers are showing a formula for being successful consistently is building a team, and then a team that is not so quarterback reliant, that is kind of the opposite, is built to carry a quarterback that can just be a game manager. And I'm a pretty big advocate for, I don't believe in giving quarterbacks these huge contracts, man. Yeah, they're a really important player, but so is the rest of the team. So I like balance when it comes to paying everybody and keeping everybody, because without that, if Brock Purdy, if you throw him into any other team, he would not be having the success that he's been having. I mean, take the Eagles for example. You know, they're a really solid team overall, and Jalen Hurts is not the biggest world beater, but in a system like that, on a team like that, that's very well balanced, he can be successful. So I think that's the formula, and that's probably what the Seahawks are going to do, man. Keep a decent quarterback like Geno Smith that actually has he broke the record for the franchise yards that he threw for, right? As far as that's what I heard.
Did he break the record this
broke
year?
the
The Seahawks?
Yeah, he did.
The franchise record.
Yeah, I think he passed up Russell Wilson.
Yeah, which is crazy, man, because, man, Russell Wilson was a thorn in our ass. That he used to piss me the hell off, man.
Oh, yeah. Because I always thought it was the Legion of Boom also.
Yeah, I mean, even in 2019, man, you guys dethroned our 8-0 season. We were 8-0, looking to go undefeated the whole season, and the Seahawks come to town and beat us in a close game. That really pissed me off.
Oh yeah, because you guys had the kicker Chase McLaughlin, like because when I saw that kick, I was like, oh man, that kick is not even close.
Hey, Rob D. Art says Sneaky Pete is going to empty out the bag of plays today. Empty the playbook, tricks and all. Yeah, I believe so. I think he's going to do that, man. He has nothing to lose. Throw all your cards on the table, man. All in. So that's what I'm saying. Play it a little conservative, still blitz, put pressure on Geno Smith, but, you know, play conservative on that back end.
Okay. Now that week 17 in 2019, this was for the division. It's like because didn't you get scared? Right? Did you guys get a little scared? Well, okay, fourth down. It's like we were short by half a yard because if Hollister would have got in, it's Seattle would have won that.
Yeah, that's kind of like what they should have done in the Super Bowl, is just ran it in and on the goal line stand, and instead they threw it and blow the Super Bowl and stuff like that. Like,
I blame Darrell Bevel for that one.
Yeah, so you're talking about the stop when when Greenlaw knocked Hollister down at the inch yard line, right?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that was tough, man. And we had a game like that against the Falcons as well, where it was right there, like half an inch away from the goal line. So
yeah. No, because I remember in Super Bowl 47, you guys were on the 5-yard line and like it just couldn't take the lead. Because I'm sitting there, it's like watching that, like, you guys know you have Frank Gore. Because why aren't you guys running him in?
Yeah. Straight up. Brian Culp, we got Brian Culp in here. And everybody, I want to remind everybody, if you guys could please, if you guys have a specific comment or question for us, please throw 4 flame emojis in your comment or question so I can get to it faster. It helps me get to all the specific comments that are for us and not the back and forth in the chat. Oh shit, whoops. Brian Culp says, and thanks for being here, Brian, as always. Thanks, brother. He says, hit the like and subscribe button, everyone. Go Niners, beat Seattle. 49ers, he said 48ers. Brian, what the hell, bro? You said 48ers. He says, win 29-3. Stay faithful. Yeah, straight up. Do you think that could happen, 29-3? Do you think that's a little disrespectful?
Yeah, I would say I'm gonna say this is gonna be a close game.
Yeah, it could very well just be a run game, run and defense for both teams, very low scoring. It could very well go that way.
Yeah, because we won't have DJ Dallas for this game. Because I think we'll just have like maybe Kenneth Walker and Travis Homer, and then we got another running back off of practice squad, Tony Jones.
That's the funny thing about the 49ers. If nobody's heard yet, I'm sure all the 49er fans have already heard that Janoris Jenkins, veteran corner, but our other practice squad running back that was a pretty big component for our Super Bowl run in 2019, Tevin Coleman, has been activated from the practice squad. So yeah, man, I'm pretty excited to see what those guys bring, if they're going to be utilized at any point in this game. But Lauren Lee says, "What's up, Wolfcast?" And what's up, Lauren Lee? Hope you're doing good today. Says today is game day. The rain has paused. So I guess Lauren Lee is at the game, I'm assuming. Maybe tailgating or something over there. But says the rain has paused for now. And like I said, it looks like the rain was slowing down and was going to ramp up during the game. I did refresh the weather. It looks like it's just going to trickle throughout the game now. So curious to see how that plays out. David, you got any thoughts, man?
Well, you know, it's a playoff game, so you know that's always concerning. My biggest concern would be how's our rookie quarterback going to handle this?
Yeah.
You know, he is in fact a rookie. He doesn't look like one, but you know, so far I have to say, but he is a rookie, and just see, you know, watching his poise and how he currently handles the game, I've liked what I've seen out of him so far.
Yeah. He doesn't look like a rookie out there, man.
He really doesn't.
Yeah.
And his short-term memory too. You know, when he makes a mistake, he moves on, and you know he's not afraid to throw that deep ball. And you know, like when he threw an interception, he just moved on from it, and you know acted like it never happened, like he forgot about it. You know.
Yeah.
And when it comes to Jimmy G, he'd throw an interception, and I mean it's like now he's not throwing that way for the rest of the game. He's throwing to other people because he's you know nervous about that corner, or typically it was a linebacker, but you know.
Yeah, Seahawks Eddie, do you got any thoughts on Brock Purdy? What's your overall feeling? Have you gotten to watch him a little bit outside of 49ers Seahawks?
I mean, he did not do he did really good against us a few weeks ago.
No.
But I'm gonna say that was a very good pick for you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, because now I heard I heard a lot of you are praying Jimmy G doesn't come back.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, the less people you have to pay, the better for the team. That's part of what we're talking about when I'm a big advocate of not paying quarterbacks too much, overpaying them. You have Trey Lance on a rookie contract. So that bodes well for his success for the 49ers, because we could play everybody else. Same thing with Brock Purdy. He's only making like $900,000 this year. If he wins the Super Bowl, I think the 49ers should give him incentive bonuses for just thanking him. But even he's on a rookie contract, so
probably might be your starter week 1 next. Well, if Trey Lance isn't back in time.
Yeah, I think so, man. That's going to be a huge conversation in the offseason. The way it's looking right now, he's starter week 1, man. I would still, of course, work with Trey Lance, get him in with Brian Greasy as often as you can, and because Brian Greasy and both Brock Purdy are very good with the fundamentals, and they can all help each other grow, man. So I think Brock Purdy, as it looks right now, is going to be the starter next season. I love Trey Lance and everything, man, but I think he still has a lot that he can learn, but his potential is really high. He can throw really deep passes on a straight line, man. It's really good.
Oh yeah, but yeah, it's going to take us a couple years to get back to where we are.
There was a comment I was going to go after, but we got YTC, that Giants fan I was talking about earlier, that didn't that rested his starters week 8 against the Eagles. The one I told you guys I was heckling. Good to see you in here, bro. Thanks for being here. But yeah, what was I going to say? Sorry, guys. I lost it.
No, no, you're good.
Damn it. Okay, well, um, do you do you feel are you pretty scared of Brock Purdy, or do you just think he's pretty solid?
Yeah, he's a solid quarterback.
So check this out. This is what I was going to point out. The 49ers have 30 plus points. 30 plus in the last 5 of the last 6 games. 30 plus. 37 plus in the 3 straight games we just had. So I'm very curious to see how it plays out today. I think the 49ers are super dynamic. I mean, I know they are, but in the rain, I think they can continue to be dynamic. Maybe it's going to be toned down a little bit. I'm curious to see how that plays out. If they implement a guy like Danny Gray, who's our speedster over here, and he hasn't been utilized at all this season, but I would like to see if they take a deep shot to him in this game. Seeing as where he can run off coverage and he's just super fast, he can blow right past everybody and take a deep shot to him. So I'm curious to see that. But what are your guys' thoughts when it comes to that? Because like I said, last 5 of the last 6 games, 30 plus points. We have 3 straight games now where it's 37 plus points.
Well, I mean, our corners have to step up really good because like, you can't be letting these receivers get run past them. Because I know you got, like I said, you got all your weapons back. So you got to cover each receiver. Yeah. Because I remember this takes me back to last year, week 4 when we came to your house. That Deebo Samuel 75-yard touchdown. My reaction when I saw it was like, how did you guys leave him wide open? Nobody was covering that. I was like, oh, that house call right there.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's a good thing about you guys. For it bodes well for you guys is that the secondary of the Seahawks is very, very good. That's their strength. You guys are going to be missing your guys' linebacker though, right?
Oh, Jordan Brooks, out with the ACL injury.
Yeah.
So I'm going to guess he probably won't be back till like maybe week 7, week 8 of next year.
Damn, that's tough. David, you got any thoughts on that?
Well, I mean, when it comes to our wide receivers, it's not necessarily them running by as it is Kyle Shanahan scheming them open. Because a lot of times when I'm watching the plays, we're not necessarily blowing anyone away, but the route itself is why they become open.
Mm-hmm.
So Kyle has been getting creative the last several games, which is something I've been waiting to see. We've been averaging 33.5 points a game with Brock Purdy as our starting quarterback. And before with Jimmy G, it was 22.8. There's a big difference. A lot of those games we didn't have CMC, and he is a weapon. You have to game plan for a player like that. You have to game plan for a player like Kittle and Ayuk and Debo. I mean, it's kind of overwhelming for a defense has to play damn near a perfect game to be able to hold our offense down. And we seem to be playing better in the second half of games during the win streak than we were in the first 7 games, which is really great to see. The first 7 games, it seemed like the second half our offense would hardly do anything.
Yeah, straight up.
So, as the season goes, the team has adjusted very nicely. And here we are going up against the Seahawks for the third time, a opponent that knows us very well. We know them very well. And I would like to see something happen to make Pete Carroll spit that gum out, but I don't know if that's going to happen.
Yeah, Seahawks Eddie, what's your thoughts on Pete Carroll and his gum chewing? I know he gets a lot.
It's always it's like you never know what kind of schemes of Pete Carroll will come out of.
Yep.
What about his gum chewing though?
Yeah. Well, it kind of
That's the real
it gets me
question.
nervous. It's like,
I mean,
okay, it's like, man, how many packs of gum are you do you go through in one day?
How sore is your jaw right now, huh?
Yeah, it's like you
Oh
better be
man.
making a trip to the dentist after that.
No, he's probably chewing the good gum, the one that helps you out with your teeth, the Trident or something.
Yeah, yeah, especially that's all. That better be be the mint kind of, because I know you guys be eating them before the games.
I would hate to get bit by him, man. He probably has a really strong jaw like a crocodile or something.
oh, you
Yeah.
know it.
Oh yeah, because I know it's been like what? It's been almost 10 years since we last met in the playoffs.
Oh,
It has
2012,
been
right? 2012,
No,
thirteen.
no,
2011.
2014.
Oh,
Oh yeah, it
14.
was
Yeah, the
2014.
NFC Championship.
Man, that's what I'm saying, man. We need revenge. We need to send the Seahawks packing.
Yeah, because
Um,
and I was yelling at the TV. Like, okay, you know when Navarro Bowman got hurt,
yeah.
and there were some fans that were throwing garbage and food at him when he was getting carted off. I was like, well, hey guys, like, come on, don't be doing that. It's like we can expect that from Eagles fans, but like we don't need to be like them.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think Niner fans would have done that either. They always surprise me though, but
Yeah,
I,
let's
I
just
don't.
say you're always gonna have a couple idiots in every fan base.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah,
there's
because
a
Well,
lot more.
the Eagles fan base, it's more than a couple. It's like 90% of their fans. I mean, I don't know if you've ever watched. There's a video of the Minnesota Vikings fan. It's actually walking into the stadium, and I was like, really? All their whole fan base is just cussing at them, flipping them off. Saying meat. The whole way into the stadium. It's like, really? Come on.
yeah, and
They're
I
there
saw another
they're there
thing
to do
too.
the same thing you are. They're there to watch the game. Come
Yeah,
on
I
now.
saw in their tailgating. There's like there were Eagle fans that were like throwing beer bottles at them.
Jeez. You know what's
Yeah.
crazy is Grant Cohn went, because he travels with the team whenever he can. And I believe last year he went to the 49ers Eagles game and he was talking about how hospitable they were, that they were really nice. So
Wow.
maybe it just depends if you got that media pass or not.
Got that
Yeah,
VIP pass, right?
Yeah. But Jim Everett the Great, he's a Rams fan. He says Hafunga and Ward are a liability. Ward, whichever Ward you choose, those are not liabilities for sure. But Hafunga has been a liability. Seahawks, Eddie, I want to know if you've been keeping an eye on Hafunga because up until this point, at the midpoint of the season till now, he's basically been a liability. He's given up like 5 touchdowns, hasn't really made any plays. But it looks like he made a correction against the Cardinals, and he's sticking to his assignment and not playing hero ball. But have you noticed his play? And do you think he's a liability, or do
yeah.
you feel that that's somebody the Seahawks are going to go after, or do you think he's solid?
Yeah. I mean, in that week 2 game, that's like, didn't he get like 2 interceptions off of us?
I don't remember.
Because
I know he got a pick
I
six.
remember. I think he got one.
He got a pick 6 against the Rams for sure. And that's like you said, week 2, that's when he came out hot. Was at the beginning of the season. I was like, okay, he's looking really good right now. It's badass and everything, but let's wait till these other teams start to get some film on him and start to bait him and his aggressiveness. Sure enough, at the midpoint of the season, his play kind of took a turn for the worse because he stopped getting those turnovers and started allowing touchdowns. So
Yeah.
he became a liability this last stretch of the season. But against the Cardinals, he seemed to make a turn for the better.
I mean, I was there. I was at the game last year when like Travis Homer pulled that fake punt.
Uh,
Yeah, because it's like nobody saw that come.
yeah.
But and that was the game Kittle went off on us because like I said,
That's
our defense just could not tackle.
That's the thing. The Seahawks defense, that's one of their weaknesses is tight ends. Even though their secondary is their strength, it seems like their D line has really stepped it up and started getting pressures and sacks these last few weeks. But the secondary is their strength, but tight ends are their weakness, it seems like. Does that sound about right, Seahawks Eddie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like that's why we got to get better pass rush in the draft.
Yeah, I think they're going to be hitting Kittle on the seam route today, man. So
Yeah.
keep an eye on that, guys. David, you got any thoughts on that?
I think I would love to see them hit Kittle a few times. I mean, right now we're again looking at a rainy game, so dinks and dunks, short passes, and let the yak boys work is probably what's going to happen.
Yeah,
and we do have Mitchell back.
Yeah, and he looked very good last week,
and he looked like he didn't even miss a game. You know, it's amazing because he's done that a couple times. But I'm just hoping that he's able to stay healthy and stay with us for this playoff run. You know, at this point, I'm thinking Kyle Shanahan's about to start busting out the run plays and start using more than just CMC and Mitchell, though. Hopefully he starts sprinkling in a little bit of Jordan Mason here and there. He did have that 55-yard run in Seattle to seal that game.
Yeah.
Robbie Gould had a chance to seal that game too. Bryant, where are you at? He missed that one.
That's I'm going to bring that up in a second. But I do really want the 49ers to utilize halfback screens and get the Seahawks. Like I said, the Seahawks D-line has really ramped it up these past few weeks, getting a lot of sacks and pressures. So I think get them on skates, do a lot of halfback screens, and, gas them out a little bit as well. Like David was saying, Seahawks Eddie, I don't know if you know, against the Cardinals we got Deebo Samuel and Elijah Mitchell, our original starting running back, and they both look very good. And Elijah Mitchell was averaging 11 yards per carry, and Christian McCaffrey averaged 4.5 against the Cardinals. So Elijah Mitchell, our original starting running back, averaged 11, and they each got a touchdown in the first half. So man, I'm pumped up for how that's going to look in the playoffs. Let me know if you guys got any thoughts on that. But Tony Montana told me to skip this comment of Jim Everett the Great.
Yeah, it's the only person that would be on Kittle the most would be Jamal Adams, but we won't get him back till next season.
See, that's the tough part too, is the injuries. And, of course, the 49ers, we started out the season with injuries. Of course, Trey Lance, but there was a lot of guys that were just coming back from injury that they had sustained in the offseason. And so that's guys like Kittle, who came back from injury later, like a few weeks into the season. Then he started ramping it up little by little. And now with Brock Purdy at the quarterback position, he's going off. But Tony Montana, I can't skip Jim's comment unless it's, profanity or just some disrespectful stuff maybe. But I try not to skip people's comments. I welcome all fan bases to my channel. Even if it's disrespectful, man, I'll take it. We got thick skin over here, man. I really don't give a shit. If anybody wants to have a back and forth, or if they want to call us out and want some smoke, or vice versa, I welcome it, man. I think it makes for better content as well. I think
just watch out for racist comments.
If you keep scrolling down, you'll see Jim Everett talking about how Kyle Shanahan is McVay's son. So let's be honest here. Kyle Shanahan built this team. McVay was handed a built team. The team was built by Jeff Fisher.
Mm-hmm.
So McVay's never built a team. He was handed a built team.
Exactly.
And right now, where are the Rams? They are sitting at home on their couch watching the playoffs, Jim Everett.
You're trash.
It's like,
so
look at
that's just how it is.
You know what, Jim Everett's he kind of trolls us a little bit, but he's usually pretty respectful, man. So shout out to him.
He's all right.
Yeah,
He's all right. I'm
comes
just
in, he
talking
supports
smack.
all the time. But yeah, like I said, man, we welcome the smack talk. We're not a soft channel over here. We got thick skin. There's content for everybody here. I think we'll be super sweet, but you know, we got that tough skin too. We'll go back and forth and we'll talk shit too. Rob D Art says not having a week off, I think helps Purdy just stay in rhythm and keep some of that playoff pressure at the bay. Hell yeah, man. I think so. He hasn't really missed a beat. He's gone through and through when it comes to high school, college. Over here in Arizona, it's really funny because he's from Arizona, Seahawks Eddie. I don't know if you know. He got
Uh-huh.
high school player of the year out here in Arizona, and they showed it during this last week's game against the Cardinals. He was wearing a Cardinals jersey receiving his award from the Cardinals and the high school what do you call it? The league of the high school. So he received it in a Cardinals jersey. So that was super funny. But at every level of football, he's been the go-to guy. He's had a really great season, and he's really never missed a beat. He started as a freshman at Iowa State because they had their troubles at the quarterback position, and he did really good in college. And then he went straight from college into the offseason with the 49ers. He had time to develop on the bench, and then when Garoppolo got hurt was, I think, the perfect timing to catch the league by storm. So yeah, man, I agree with this comment 100%. Feel free to interject at any time, you guys, if you guys have anything to throw in there.
Yeah, we just gotta tell everybody, we've all been there when it's time to rebuild your teams. Because I know you guys have been there. I think was it like 2015 to 2018 you guys were rebuilding.
Basically, yeah. Yeah,
Big
not
time.
just players, but the coaching staff, man. We were trying to get that
Oh, yeah.
figured out.
Yeah.
We went through some dark days again for a little while there.
Oh,
Well, we
yeah.
had Trent Balk, Trent Balk just destroying our roster for years.
Yeah.
And when Kyle Shanahan took over, there were a couple good players like DeForest Buckner and Eric Armstead on the roster, but beyond that, it was like, who we got?
Yeah, you guys should have never traded him.
Who's that?
DeForest Buckner.
DeForest Buckner.
Man, you're preaching
Dude,
to
if
the
he was
choir
on
right
this
now.
squad,
Seahawks
he was
Eddie,
on this squad right now.
You're preaching to the choir right now, bro. I'm telling you, we know that.
Yeah.
And the
there's a lot of talk. There's a lot of talk that he doesn't want to be an Indianapolis Colt anymore.
Yeah, because
exactly
I'm still mad that we got rid of Bobby Wagner.
Yeah, if we can reunite with DeForest Buckner, because he's unsettled over there in the Indianapolis Colts, that would be amazing, man. And oh my God, we'd be a terror for the league to have to deal with, man, because we've had guys like Javon Kinlaw, who we drafted, and he's been he hasn't been consistent because of his injury history, man. He gets weird things, like he gets fluid in the knee just from playing or practicing and stuff like that. And it's been a huge liability. I wish him the best. I hope he can stay healthy throughout the playoffs, but it's just always been in question. And with DeForest Buckner, he was always super solid for us. So if we could have a reunion with him, that would be amazing for us.
And Javon Kinlaw's kind of been getting pushed around the last couple weeks.
Yeah,
I'm genuinely concerned. We picked him kind of high. He was, I think, the 14th pick or whatever, 15th in the draft.
Mm-hmm.
And right now, if they pick up his 5th-year option, I might just wig.
Yeah.
You don't pick up a 5th-year option on a guy like that. You need to make him prove it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what next season's going to be about. Can he prove it? Yeah. Right now, we're literally managing his bad knee by not by limiting him in practice and limiting his snaps during the game. And it's nice to have the big fella out there, but I need to see him step up and actually, do something. Take on 2 blockers. Get to the quarterback. I need to see him do something here.
Make a difference. Yep. That guy's built like a damn tank, though, man. Oh my God.
Oh yeah, he is.
Literally like a tank. He doesn't really have too much fat on his body. And the fact that
Rod
he
D.
does have is just like for pushing weight, man. This dude is literally built like a tank. CG Ruthless 49ers Talk says, let's say Brock Purdy wins the Super Bowl. Will it be open competition or give Purdy the job? I think you give Purdy the job, man. Definitely still compete, have them compete. Give Trey Lance some starting reps if you can here and there, but I would love to see him develop under Brian Greasy, man, because Brian Greasy has shown us a lot of promise when it comes to the success with these other two quarterbacks, Jimmy Garoppolo and Brock Purdy. So I'd really be excited for what Trey Lance can do under Brian Greasy's development. But I think Brock Purdy gets a starting job. If you win the Super Bowl, I mean, come on, dude. How can you not be the starter? I know Nick Foles, that was a tricky situation with him and Carson Wentz. But I don't think it's the same over here, man. 6-0 as a starter since Garoppolo went down, but Garoppolo's on his way out. And they didn't have the confidence in Trey Lance to start out the season for whatever reason. I'm assuming it's because they didn't realize they were going against the number one defense in the league in practice every day. So they got gun shy. But yeah, you got any thoughts on that, David?
Oh, sorry. I'm reading the chat. It's very entertaining right now.
That's awesome, man. Team Kelly says, I believe Geno hasn't played in the playoffs. Yeah, Geno has yet to be a starting quarterback in the playoffs.
He didn't make it. He didn't make a playoff game with the Jets.
Well, even if he did, he wasn't the starting quarterback.
I think it was a big battle between him and Ryan Fitzpatrick.
It's magic.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, because when you face that guy, it's always you're going to get either Fitz magic or Fitz tragic.
Straight up. That guy always struck me
That's
as weird,
true. That's true. He'd have this game where you're like, dang, he's looking like the greatest quarterback all the time. Yeah. And then the next game, it's like, what are you doing? But
always struck me as odd, man. Guys, we have about maybe 25-30 minutes left, if that's cool with you guys, and then we'll get out of here, get ready for the game and all that stuff. But let me see, we got another question here, because when it comes to who was it, Team Cali, that said Geno hasn't played in the playoffs yet. He's a seasoned veteran, though. I think of Brock Purdy, although he's a rookie, he's basically a seasoned veteran as well too. I think as long as they treat it like any other game, they've already faced each other. The rest of the team is going to ramp it up for Brock Purdy, and I believe Geno Smith as well. So, I think they're going to treat this game like any other, and they're division rivals, so it's going to be the same as any other division game that we've had this season. CG Ruthless says Brock Purdy can make history. He won't stop Big Ben record as a rookie, but he could do something that's never been done. That's win a Super Bowl as a rookie. Yeah, man, I'm really looking forward to that. We're jumping the gun a little bit because we have to get through the Seahawks first.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because I think didn't Russell Wilson do that against the Broncos?
He was
the second year.
Second season, yeah.
That was the second season.
Yeah.
But Patrick Mahomes I think he won a Super Bowl in his second season too. But when it comes to Brock Purdy, he has done things like he's the only Mr. Irrelevant to throw a touchdown pass. He beat Tom Brady, and he's literally the only rookie QB in NFL history to beat Tom Brady. So hopefully he can keep the history making going.
Yep, a lot of firsts. Yeah, man, Brock Purdy's high hopes for that guy, man. And for our team, I'm glad to have him over here. Rob D. Art says discipline is key to this game. 100%, man. That, I think, 49ers, get your fists ready for those peanut punches, man. The ball's going to be a lot more slippery than it typically would be, I think. So, let's go for those peanut punches and turnovers, man. Seahawks Eddie, how do you feel about that?
I mean, it's like when it comes to the rain, it's like we can't be making lots of mistakes.
Yeah. Like Yeah, discipline is key to the game, 100%, like we just said.
Yeah.
Tony Montana says facts. David McNiner, if you have anything to throw on anything that we said, go ahead, bro. You're still going through the
Well,
comments, aren't you?
when it comes to the game, CMC is a key. You
Think
know,
so?
I think so. I think we're getting Debo back, and he's healthy. He looked pretty healthy during the Cardinals game,
Yeah.
which is kind of surprising considering the injury he sustained. We're also getting our starting left guard back. He's a go for the game. Greenlaw's a go for the game. I'm just hoping for two things during this game. That's a win and come out healthy.
Yeah.
That's that's a big key. But it's always one game at a time. We got our opponents in front of us right now, and it's pesky Pete Carroll and the pesky Seahawks, and I don't think no playoff game is ever a lock. It doesn't matter who you're playing, where you're playing. No playoff game's a lock. Like the Cowboys found out last year when we went there to their house and beat them. Yep.
Yeah, because I think the Cowboys I think they wanted you guys again this year.
Revenge. Yeah,
I'll take them. I don't. But it's one game at a time. I'm not worried about that yet. Right now, I'm just worried about the Seahawks.
Yeah,
and
man.
then and I told because I know some people talking about let's go to Philadelphia. It's like we got to get there first because you need to. We got to focus on this one right now.
Yep. Yeah, the Cowboys don't scare. I don't really. None of the NFC teams in the playoffs really scare me. The one that gives me a little more worry than anybody, of course, would be the Eagles. I've talked about that over and over again, just because they're the most well-rounded team. I think the Cowboys have a pretty good squad, but they don't tend to get tested in the regular season. So we'll have to see what they do against the Buccaneers. Curious to watch that game. One thing, well, let me see. Team Cali says if Glock 13 wins it all, it would be pretty much mandatory to have him be the starter. And he's talking about for next year. So yeah, I agree 100%. That's what I'm saying. If he wins a Super Bowl, how does he not get the starting job? He would be undefeated as a starter as a rookie with 10-game win streak by himself. I'm not talking about the 49ers win streak, but Brock Purdy's win streak would be like 10-0, 11-0. So I don't see how you can go away from that. So guys, I know Seahawks Eddie said he feels it's going to be a close game. Everybody in the chat, give me your predictions for the game, how you guys feel on it. Throw 4 flames in there if you guys could, please. That would help me sift through the comments, like I said, as always. But one thing, we're going to take a look at the kickers. Robbie Gould is 27 of 32 when it comes to field goals this year. His longest was 51. That's pretty good, but it was in high altitude. He's missed 3 within the 40-yard range. So 3 out of his 5 that he has missed this year are in his 40-yard range. The other were in 20-yard range and 50 plus. Well, no, actually, he's 2 of 2 50 plus. So from 50 yards and over, Robbie Gould, 49ers kicker, is 2 of 2 from 50 yards and up. So
Really?
he's pretty reliant. I know somebody, I think it was Aaron, I forget who it was, said that he thinks Robbie Gould has gotten rusty because the 49ers have been scoring so many touchdowns. They haven't been so field goal reliant like they were with Jimmy Garoppolo. So I think that could be true. That was something that I had pointed out as well before. Go ahead, David.
I didn't even think of that. That really could be the case. He's just not And if that's the case, make the guy kick the. I would make him kick in the range of 39 to 50 because that seems to be the range that he's having issues with. I would be making kick those field goals all game long, and from the hash mark he hates. Well, I mean during practice, of course. All practice long, it'd be like, this is the range I want to see you kicking at, and then I would even put fans, put a fan blowing on the ball. I would do everything I could to mess them up. Have like someone run up and try scaring them from behind. I mean, let's let's give him some things to think about, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, it's going to be very windy today too. Is another aspect of the game that's being kind of overlooked. It's going to be trickling rain here and there, but it's supposed to be very windy today. So I don't think 40-yard and plus field goals are in question today. I don't think that's really something you can do unless the game is on the line. I will just go for it on 4th down today.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because I remember what the Broncos did to us week 1 to try to win the game. If you remember, it's like, what's their kicker's name? Like, they tried a 64-yard and missed it.
Who's that?
The Broncos kicker. That when we were facing them,
I don't remember.
They weren't even in the. Yeah, because when I was at the bar
Denver.
watching that game, it was like, and I saw like they're trying to go for an easy field goal. For a field goal, it's like you're not even in our territory.
64 yards, you said?
Yeah.
Oh my God! But it was in Denver, right?
At Denver in the thin air. I mean, it's possible, but you have to have a really strong leg. You still have to have a strong leg, You
got to be a Sebastian Janikowski for that one.
Yeah, or Justin Tucker.
Joey Sly has a really good leg, man. That was one guy who kind of made me take a double take last year when he filled in for Robbie Gould. So Joey Sly, I forget who he's on. I think he's on the Lions this year. But
I think so.
But yeah, that dude has a damn leg. As opposed to Robbie Gould, when it goes to the kicker of the Seahawks, like I said, if it comes down to a close game, 1-score game, this is why I'm talking about this, guys. If one of these teams needs a field goal to win the game, this is why I'm going over the kicker's stats.
Yeah.
Plus, kickers don't get a whole lot of love and a whole lot of airtime, of course, when it comes to streams. But the kicker for the Seahawks, Mr. Jason Myers, is a little bit better statistically this year than Robbie Gould. He's 34 of 37, 6 of 6 from 50 plus. So both of these kickers are 100% when it comes to ratio over 50 plus. But Jason Myers has just he's been tested more often, so he's done it 6 times out of 6. His longest was 56, so almost 60 yards.
No, I think he kicked he kicked a 61 in 2 years ago in LA.
Jeez.
And he made that one. This is like first trip to SoFi.
Yeah, I don't know what Robbie Gould's longest one. I think his longest one he's ever made was probably 56. But 61, damn, that's good. You got any thoughts on that, Brian? I mean, Brian. David? I'm thinking Brian because of special teams. My bad, bro. What do you mean, you people?
Well, I'm honestly nervous about our kicker.
Yeah.
The whole 39 to 50 yards thing. That's where a lot of field goals are kicked. So if we get into that range and we come up on, say, 4th and 2, 4th and 3, do you think Kyle Shanahan's going to go for it?
Every time, man. He has to. That's the thing about today. I think both kickers, both teams have to be super nervous today because it's supposed to be like, I think 20 mile an hour winds on average today. So that's pretty strong. And like I said, I don't think you tested over 30 yards. Maybe 40, 40 would be the most. Try and center the ball in the middle of the field. But outside of that, I think both teams are going to be going for it if it's outside of 40 yards or 35. Where'd you go, David? I
Oh,
thought
I'm still here.
I thought we were
I'm just
talking back and forth.
I'm in I'm in
I
here
thought we were having
firing
a
up my
discussion.
stuff. I know. I'm still
How
here.
dare you?
I'm still here. Don't worry.
How dare you? You got any thoughts on that, Seahawks, Eddie?
Not that I can think of right now.
Okay. No, that's fine, man. I mean, I think it's pretty simple. You know, it's going to be very windy, so regardless of where the kickers are kicking from, they're going to be tested today if they end up having to kick any field goals. Rob
Yeah.
D. Art predicts 27-16. Who's the winner though?
Oh,
He didn't
exactly.
say who was. Well, he scored. He predicted the score. He didn't predict the winner though.
I
But
don't do score predictions. I'll predict us winning by one score, and it could be 1 point, could be 7 points. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's just how I see the game going because it is the Seahawks. You know.
Yeah, I'm just
I'm gonna
messing with Rob
I
D.
just
Art.
say by a field goal.
Yeah. Okay. Last second field goal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
That'll make me nervous.
Yeah, Rob D. Art, I know he's predicting for the 49ers to win. He's a 49er fan, so I'll give him that. I'm just teasing. But Team Kelly says 31-17 Niners. All our running backs will score the points, including Debo if he's back there. Yeah. That's going to be tough because Pete Carroll is going to be playing the run strong, but that's not the the Seahawks' defense strength. I need to go and check it out again what the stats are, but Seahawks allow 4.7 yards per carry. That's almost 5 yards per carry, guys, to running backs. That's 24th in the league. So today's weather, the game plan for today probably does not bode well for the Seahawks defense, but we're going to have to wait and see. But yeah, I can see this is what I'm talking about. Seahawks, Eddie, let me get your take on it because for me, from the outside looking in, it looks like it's either Kenneth Walker or bust. For the 49ers, I feel like, you know, we have Debo Samuel, Christian McCaffrey, Elijah Mitchell, Ray McLeod. We can even use Brandon Ayuk. We got JP Mason. How do you feel about it, Seahawks, Eddie? Because we're kind of ignorant when it comes to that from the outside looking in. Educate us if we're looking at it wrong.
Yeah. I'm not sure. Well, if you saw like the us and the Saints and us and the Chargers, it's like if you leave any holes for Kenneth Walker, like he's gone. Because if you saw that Charger game, it's like I didn't because when we came into that game, it's like, man, I was like, oh, that Chargers defense is good because I don't think it's like it's gonna be hard to beat those guys. And then once I think over the right side of the field, Kenneth Walker, they left a wide open spot for him to take off and run 74 yards.
He's a home run hitter if you give him any space. But do you feel like it's a Kenneth Walker or bust? Because like I said, that's why I feel like the Seahawks are one-dimensional when it comes to the run game, but that could just be my own ignorance. I haven't watched enough Seahawks football to know, but if it's not Kenneth Walker, then the Seahawks run game is going to be stale. Do you think that's true, or am I tripping?
I mean, like it's up and down.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, now my question to you and David is like, let's say Christian McCaffrey goes down. How's you guys' run?
Oh man, this is the thing about Christian McCaffrey. I'm going to bring this up right now as well too, because well, to begin with, Christian McCaffrey is a weapon. He's labeled as a running back, but this dude is just a weapon. He doesn't run as good as some of our other running backs, but he still runs very well. He is more a difference maker as an overall weapon, as a pass catcher, that stuff out of the backfield. And I'm pointing that out partially because through passing, the Seahawks defense allows a 102.7 rating to running backs. That's 27th in the league. So that does not bode well for you guys, you know, being susceptible to CMC and his playmaking ability. But if CMC goes down, it just hurts us in in the weapon category. Like, we won't be able to utilize our backfield when it comes to passing as much. We still got guys like our fullback Kyle Juszczyk that are super dynamic, but like I said, the other guys that we have behind CMC, they're very good at running the ball. They're even better than CMC at running the ball, but they lack in the pass catching category of things. So that's where it would kind of slow things down for the offense for us. But I mean, there was a lot of starts where it was Jimmy Garoppolo, but ever since CMC has gotten here, we're basically undefeated. So I think he's, like I said, he's opening things up for the offense, but Brock Purdy has opened things up as well a little bit more. So when Jimmy Garoppolo was the quarterback, I think CMC was a lot more crucial. I don't think he's as crucial now, but he still helps a young quarterback in Brock Purdy. So hopefully he can stay healthy. Tommy Huxley says Wishnowski 4th in the league, punts made inside the 20. Yeah, that's another thing we're going to have to look out for today, guys, is the 49ers are number 1 when it comes to starting field position. I forget what the numbers are off the top of my head. I know I have them written down somewhere, but the 49ers not only allow or give, how do you say it? They make the opposing team start in worse field position versus the 49ers typically on offense start in the best field position. So that's going to be something to look for today.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you got to watch out for our punter, too.
Yeah. Who's your guys' punter?
Michael Dixon.
Michael Vixen?
Dixon.
Okay. Michael Dixon. We're gonna have to check that out. What's so he's very good at punting within the 20, you think, pinning teams back?
Yeah, it depends on, sometimes he can put it depends on where the ball lands too.
Okay, cool. So yeah, depending on how the defense plays, we're gonna have to look out for the punters in this game and starting field position for the offenses, man.
Yeah. So it makes me wonder this game. It says, I think lately DJ Dallas has been doing the kickoff, so wondering if it's gonna be Lockett or it's gonna be somebody else on special teams.
Yeah. David, you got any thoughts on what we're talking about?
Well, when it comes to special teams, it's advantage Seahawks because our punter is really good. Our coverage unit, not so much. But and when it comes to the actual kicker, I do think the Seahawks kicker is better than Robbie Gould right now.
Well, yeah, statistically, yeah. I think Robbie Gould is declining a little bit, so we're gonna have to start. We're gonna have to start looking at something. He might be gone next year, but yeah, we're definitely going to be looking at field position. 49ers are number 1, but Seahawks Eddie says their punter is really good at pinning teams back as well. So field position could be a determining factor in this game as well. So let's
especially with the rain,
that, man. Oh yeah,
especially
exactly.
with the rain.
That's what I'm saying. How defenses play today, how much of the rain is going to be a factor, and then the punters being able to pin teams back. Hopefully for us, Ray McLeod, that's our punt returner. Hopefully he holds on to the ball very close to heart and holds it like a baby, man, because he has had a fumbling issue in the past, but this year he's been very good, very clutch, hasn't fumbled the ball. So hopefully, knock on wood, today is not that day that he coughs it up.
Yeah.
Rob D. Art says, come on, man. Niners all day, 27-16. So he's making the correction. He's adding the 49ers to winning. I'm telling you, I knew it. I was just teasing him. But Jay Realistic says, Baby Bash playing in the Niners Seahawks halftime show. Oh, shit. Is that true? I think that's to do that. Sugar, how you get so fly.
I'm going to be missing most of the game.
Why?
Work.
Ah, damn. You ain't got no app on your phone or anything like that to watch and listen to it?
I just have to follow it on my phone.
That's tough, man.
Yeah, 'cause I work in retail, so wish I could tell them to put the game on the electronics.
Yeah. Tell them to do that, man. They probably don't
Yeah,
have the
and then they
NFL Sunday ticket.
yeah, because then the managers were wondering what's all that noise in electronics.
Just
Bumping.
be like, we got to demo this TV and
Yeah.
put the game on.
Yeah, set up all the recliners in front of all the TVs and tell all the guys to test it out. Tell them, just imagine a beer in your hand right now and you're watching the game. This could be you. What you
They
playing?
used to have a stand like that in our local malls, but they took that out. Have like a Comcast stand, so
Yeah.
I guess anytime if you didn't have anywhere to watch the Seahawks game, they would have like everybody would pile up in front of the TVs watching the games.
Damn. Yeah, I have a phone app that I'm not gonna say what it is right now, but I can try and help you find it. That if I don't have anywhere to watch a game, which I always make sure I do, I can always watch a game on my phone.
Mm-hmm.
I only revert to that to watch other teams play. When I watch the 49ers, I have to make sure I don't miss a beat.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, Baby Bash, I remember that guy. I grew up in I don't know if Baby Bash is a big thing everywhere else, but I know like the Salinas, California, where I'm from, that everybody knows Baby Bash, and
Yeah.
they listen to a lot of freestyle from like the 90s and stuff like that. Some Stevie B, some
I was just in California back in April.
oh, right on. Where'd you go?
Well, I was on my way to Disneyland, but I had to
Ooh,
I had to change airports in San Jose.
all the way in Anaheim, right?
Yeah, I was like, man,
Disneyland.
that's a nice airport. But
Yeah.
I heard the San Francisco one is a lot better.
Yeah, I would assume so. I can't wait to take my kids to Disneyland.
Oh, they'll love it.
Hell yeah, man. I love it. I'm a big ass kid, man. Team Kelly says, let's hope Coach Kyle is ready for Seattle trickery. Yeah, I think that's going to be more heavily reliant on D'Amico Ryans. And, Kyle Shanahan does have more experience playing and game planning for the Seahawks than D'Amico Ryans does. So hopefully, he's in his ear helping him out. But yeah, D'Amico Ryans, all eyes are going to be on you on the defense today. I think the offense has been clicking on all cylinders. So eyes are on defense, man. Guys like Hafunga, guys like Lenore, and just the scheme overall, because D'Amico Ryans has been playing super conservatively, only rushing 4 on the D line, and expecting to get home with those guys. I think they need to give the defensive line more help and do some zone blitzes today. But yeah, like I said, zone blitz, because we need to play it a little more conservatively on the back end. I don't think this weather and the slippery field is going to bode well for man coverage, but we'll wait and see. I don't know how slippery it is. CMC is going to play pissed, snubbed in the Pro Bowl and All Pro. He better, man. And he didn't get a whole lot of cracks at the playoffs when it came to the Carolina Panthers. So I think he's got a chip on his shoulder, ready to win a Super Bowl as an accolade for his career. So I'm looking forward to that.
But no, when we came off our bye week, because we were getting to the tough part of our schedule, it was because you remember we had to travel to Germany to play the Buccaneers.
Yeah, I remember that.
And then
that was pretty
I
cool.
knew our last loss was going to be Kansas City. Because well, if you saw the schedule, you might as well everybody marked that game was a loss.
Which one?
Kansas City.
Oh yeah, including the Niners, man. They whooped our ass. We had just lost one of our starting corners though, so it was real tough to get the defense back on their feet with Emmanuel Mosley going down for us. So we got our asses whooped by the Kansas City Chiefs. But we didn't have Brock Purdy back then. There's a lot of guys we didn't have, and our defense was super banged up going into that one as well.
It was CMC's first game too.
Yeah, that too. And it was his first game. He had just touched down. He had been here like 2 days. So
I have him on my fantasy football.
Oh, right on. Hell yeah. There you go. That's smart. Of course. Yeah, when it came to the Kansas City Chiefs, man, like we said with CMC and everything like that, our offense was not as dynamic under Jimmy Garoppolo. We don't score as many points when he's the quarterback, but yet he up until the third quarter, mid third quarter, Jimmy Garoppolo and the 49ers offense was going blow for blow with the Kansas City Chiefs. Once things started unraveling, the whole thing came undone. And that's kind of what happened. I think now with Brock Purdy, if he can put pressure on Mahomes to make mistakes, and the defense is clicking a lot better now, because we saw it even against the Falcons. The defense was struggling after Emmanuel Mosley went down. Then they got things cleaned up, and the defense got together as a unit. They got that chemistry. And so I think the second time around, if we were to face off against the Chiefs, I think our chances would be very good. Tommy Huxley says, Seahawks Eddie not watching is good luck for us. Uh-oh. And
taking shots, huh?
That's what I'm saying. Like right here, Team Cali says Dofu Sports app. Yeah, you can stream the game on your phone through that. Allegedly, I've heard. I don't know. I think you could get demonetized on YouTube if you shout out anything like that. But
yeah, you gotta be careful what you say on YouTube.
Yeah, they're tripping. Tommy Huxley says, do you think having Gibbons back helps the interior pressure? Yeah, man.
Yes.
Part of it is not just rotation for Kinlaw, but rotation for the D line overall. Get Eric Armstead some rest as well. And yeah, Gibbons coming back, man, I think is all these guys that are coming back at the right time when the team is hot, when we need guys that are fresh. Guys like Jordan Willis came back recently. Who else? What's his name? T.Y. McGill came back recently. Like all those guys are playing a big role in the defensive line having success as of late. So yeah, man, Givens is just another step in the right direction. And I'm pumped up to see how he's going to do coming out, and hopefully he'll be fresh like Deebo Samuel and Elijah Mitchell were. Rob D. Art says KC didn't whoop us till the fourth quarter and we had like 14 guys out. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So I feel very confident in the 49ers second time around if we match up against the Chiefs again. Like I said, Jimmy G, this offense was not as dynamic under him. Now with Brock Purdy, we'd score more points. And even then, we were blow for blow for them for a long stretch in the game there. But I think that's pretty much it, guys. David, if you're there.
I'm here. I'm just I'm cooking lunch.
Okay.
Get you have a plate for us?
Get ready for your
I'm joking.
I guess I'll let you guys give your guys' closing thoughts. Everybody, yeah, please, what Rob D. Art says, and I appreciate everybody that's joined in today. Really do, man. Thank you guys a lot for all the support and everything. Please smash the like button. Please, the subscribe button. And hit the bell notification so you guys get all notifications. So hit that emoji, guys. Don't forget to like, please. And thanks, Brian, as always, man. Your guys' closing thoughts, man. We're getting pretty close to game time here. We're going to get ready and skedaddle. Let's go, David. Get your closing thoughts, and we'll head out of here.
Well, we got to see what Brock Purdy's going to do in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And it starts here in about 20 minutes. Our defense needs to step up. The Raiders game was a good punch in the face and kick in the nuts, and was very well timed.
Yeah.
Thank
you, Raiders.
We're currently the hottest team going into the playoffs, and I'm hoping we can keep that hot streak going. It's one game at a time, baby.
I want to say something real quick about the Raiders, guys, because our defense admitted, I don't know if it was a cop out. How much of it is it a cop out? For poor play, but our 49ers defense admitted that they supposedly took the Raiders very lightly and they underestimated them. But I had seen something where if all the one-score games in the NFL were flipped to the opposing team, so all the one-score games that happened this year, if they were flipped, the Raiders would have had like the second seed in the playoffs. So apparently they were no slouch. Coming into the season, they were supposed to be one of the top teams, and they just dropped the ball at the end of games. How much of that was probably poor coaching, I assume. But I just wanted to throw that out there real quick. Are you cooking those sea chicken wings, David?
Sure am.
This is ridiculous right here. Tommy Huxley throws in Drake Jackson being inactive. That's a guy that needs to get more reps. He's really quick around the edge, so I think he could be a. I think the Seahawks, when it comes to the run game, they're a little more punch you in the mouth, smash mouth run game. Not so much around the edge, but still for creating pressure, he has. He's very quick and very athletic coming around the edge is Drake Jackson, man. So I think it would have been wise to activate him today. But Seahawks, Eddie, I'll let you go with your closing thoughts. What do you think, man? How are you feeling?
Okay.
Just anything you want to get across before we close out the show?
Okay. This is a little message to everybody. It's like you can't be getting a lot of penalties because you need to start. We have to start the game off really early because we can't. Because like in our last game, it's like we started off. We had a bad start against the Rams by like Geno throwing an interception. So it's like we can't be. So like trying like no early turnovers. You got to learn to try to shut down the running games, which is going to be hard.
Mm-hmm.
And then putting pressure on Brock Purdy.
Yeah. Which the Seahawks D-line has been ramping it up, like we said, when it comes to quarterback pressures these past few weeks. Tommy Huxley is tapping in about what I said about Drake Jackson. He said because Drake Jackson is bad against the run. But the reason I say that is I don't think they should have sat him because not only to get him reps in the playoffs against our division opponent, but if the Seahawks, which I think this is going to be something to look for, is if they try to utilize Geno Smith as a mobile quarterback in this game, Drake Jackson is very quick, very athletic coming around the edge and catching up to quarterbacks and running backs from behind. He's very fast. So I think, on 3rd and longs, he would have been very good and very well utilized. But yeah, man, I mean, it is what it is. I guess the 49ers, they made the roster spot for Janoris Jenkins, I guess, instead of Drake Jackson. So I'm curious to see how Janoris Jenkins is utilized today. I heard Carr got traded for a pack of Newports and a 40-ounce. Oh, no. It sounds like the Raiders. But, yeah, guys, Seahawks Eddie, do you have a show? Or are you just a Seahawks fan that kind of just chimes in with everybody?
Yeah, I just mainly chime in, but I know I should do videos one day.
Yeah. Well, man, you're always welcome over here with the 49ers, man. I really appreciate you coming on today. You didn't have to give us your time, but you did. And really cool to hear all the things you had to say about from the Seahawks perspective today.
Oh,
so
yeah, anytime.
Thank you to you, man. I hope you have a great day. I hope you get to peek at the game as often as you can. And I hope it's pretty often today. David, thanks for helping out, getting our guest today. Thanks for being here as always, man. Really appreciate it.
And you know we can do one next year too when the season starts.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Like I said, you're always welcome over here. We're gonna have to get in touch with you again when it comes to the 49ers and Seahawks. If you ever want to reach out to us, go ahead, bro. And
all right,
you're welcome. But yeah, guys, thank you. If you guys have anything else to say, go ahead. But everybody in the chat, everybody who chimed in, please like and subscribe. Like I said, bell notification for all notifications. Click on that. But yeah, guys, thank you everybody for supporting. And if you guys don't have anything left to say, 3, 2.
Go Niners.
Go Hawks.
All right. Shout out Niner gang. Go Niners. Good luck, Seahawks.
All right.